Where the are the men that's gonna say, can you be ready on Thursday at 5, baby? And this is how I need you to come dressed.
And if your daughter needs to put on more clothes when a man is coming in your house,
we need men control. Somebody needs to control men, because women are not committing crime at the rates that men are, and men always just want to just brush over this subject. I don't know what's going on with men and this crisis of what is going on. It's young men, it's old men, it's everybody in between. And of course, there is plenty of men that don't commit violent crimes, but if you are one of those men, what are you doing to hold the men accountable in your life that are?
Black men, listen up. If you're one of the ones who is offended by what Obama said and you're upset by it, then he was talking to you. Because if it didn't apply, then let it fly, as they say. Some of y'all are such in an uproar right now over him calling y'all out and holding y'all accountable for, let's be honest, your self-hatred and misogyny against the black woman, and you don't even want to vote for her, that now y'all all whining. Y'all claim to be these alpha males and stuff on here, but now y'all all whining and upset because Obama called you out.
House cleaning before we get started. For those who've been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement absolutely helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now let's get to it. Drop the video. Let's go.
Where the are the men that's gonna say, can you be ready on Thursday at 5, baby? And this is how I need you to come dressed. Where the are they at? Where they at? Because I don't think they fucking exist.
Probably in your friend zone and running away from you. Or you've called them sassy so much that they don't approach you. See, this is my problem with a lot of y'all. Y'all get on social media and y'all act like y'all don't see all this stuff going on social media with the long list of things that men cannot do because they'll, be considered sassy. Men want to be in their soft girl eras. You friend zone the guys that actually do put in effort and want to date you with intent. You get on podcasts and say that they're boring or they're this safe guy and you're not attracted to them. So a lot of this stuff is self-inflicted. Like, y'all really contaminated the dating market with this social media drivel. So you get on social media and act like you don't see any of this stuff, and you know that y'all are a lot of the reason that this shit goes on. Y'all are disingenuous, bad faith actors that get on social media feigning as if you don't know why the dynamics between men and women are so horrible nowadays. You fought for feminism, you're strong, independent, and you don't need men, but you also want men to be chivalrous and still do all the things they did from a long bygone era of the 50s. You can't have your cake and eat it too, and a lot of you eat too much cake, to be honest, so you need to put the shit down, but I digress. The reason that a lot of men are not doing these things, because y'all are not worth the squeeze. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. I've said it a number of times. Y'all are not the women of a bygone era that men are willing to sacrifice for. Y'all get on here, you have the most vulgar mouths on the planet, you sound like sellers, and you wonder why, and a lot of y'all are masculine as hell, and you wonder why men don't want to do any damn thing for you. Because you're pseudo men. Get back into your femininity. Learn how to be wives and learn how to be quiet and stop being so goddamn vulgar. Really? So if black men got on here and what it says on the screen is, when I see a fine white boy, all right, fine. No one has a problem with you dating interracially, right? But if a black man makes a post where he celebrates his white girlfriend or white spouse, y'all have a fit. Oh, he bashing black women. Why he gotta be showing her? Why he gotta be doing this? Why he gotta be doing that? But y'all can make posts like this on a regular basis. I go to TikTok and pull up plenty of these type of videos, and no one bats an eye, no one says a word. It's just, quite frankly, it's a double standard, right? Y'all celebrate Serena and Eve, but you hate the men who do the same thing that they're doing by dating outside of their race. Y'all hate those guys. Y'all claim that black men lust after white women, but in a 4-year period, what was it, from 2015 to 2019, y'all had 1 million plus children with non-black men, but y'all claim that black men are the ones that are always running outside of their race when y'all keep popping out babies for these guys with no freaking commitment. But if a black man was to post something like this, I guarantee he would get pushed back and he'd probably get his video taken down. But y'all go ahead, dance and dirty wine to seeing a fine white boy. Let's go to the next one.
And if your daughter needs to put on more clothes when a man is coming in your house, that man should be in your house. Oh.
What the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all want to make indecency normalized. Like, okay, let's say a mother and she has 2 daughters that live in a household. Well, those daughters shouldn't be walking around in their underwear around their mother either. Like, there's a level of decency that should be shown in a household. Just because the household may be full of females doesn't mean that y'all should walk around in your sexuality around each other. This is some debaucherous, indecent shit. And for you to make this post, right? Like, I have 2 daughters myself. I'm a father. And my daughters are going to be dressed decently around me. Even though they're fully grown adults, they're not going to walk around in their full feminine sexuality form, half naked or indecent around me. It has nothing to do with me being a predator or me lusting after my own daughters. I don't want to see my daughters in that light. I don't want to see my daughters being sexual around me. And if a woman has a man coming over to her home, her daughter should be dressed decently. I know that's a hard pill for y'all to swallow, that women shouldn't walk around all the time in a state of titillation and sexuality. I know that's a hard pill for y'all to swallow, but there are times and places for everything. If you want to be in a constant state of titillation and sexuality, go to the club, go to a bar. That's where that stuff is warranted. But in a household where everyone shares a domicile and that living space, no one should have to see all your booty cheeks flapping in the wind because you want to be free and sexually liberated in a damn house. This is some sick stuff. I don't know what this young lady was going for with this post, but I can tell you this. You thought you were labeling people as predators by saying that's something wrong with that guy if the girl has to put clothes on. But you just showed us that you're the damn predator because you want women and girls to walk around in a state or a constant state of titillation and sexuality for no damn reason other than you to get an eyeful and have the feminine gaze.
We need men control. Somebody needs to control men because women are not committing crime at the rates that men are, and men always just want to just brush over this subject. 98% of mass shootings, men. 99% of rapes, men. And 80% of violent crimes are committed by men. And yet when we say this, we're called sexist. This is not sexism. This is just the truth. And if you're not a man that commits violent crimes and you're not a man who supports other men that commit violent crimes, you shouldn't be upset about this statement. You should say, oh wow, those are real statistics. Somebody should probably do something about this. The sad part is, what do you do about it? I don't know what's going on with men and this crisis of what is going on. It's young men, it's old men, it's everybody in between. And of course, there is plenty of men that don't commit violent crimes. But if you are one of those men, what are you doing to hold the men accountable in your life that are? We need to bring back shame, and we need to start shaming these people. Because it's not normal for the men that don't commit crimes and the women to have to live in fear like this of other men who just can't control themselves.
Stay your ass in the house. Like, if you're this afraid of society as a whole, stay in the house. For one, every crime, violent act of criminality you listed, it doesn't top off over 3% of the male population that commit these acts. So that's the first thing. It's not a men's issue. It's a deviant, bad person's issue. In every society throughout time, you're going to have bad actors. You're going to have people that do bad shit. You cannot escape that. And we have laws. We live in a land of laws and rules. And when those men go against those laws and rules, they get punished, ma'am. They're punished. And there is no sane person walking around saying, okay, it's okay for those men to engage in that criminality. We're healthy, normal people. We see criminals just like you would see criminals, as bad people. So to get on here talking about you need men control, ma'am, we have people control. We have population control under the rule of law. Men are not just out here wilding out. And like I said, the small percentage of the male population that commit these crimes, it's not even over 5% of the population that commits these criminal acts. And you know it. This is nothing more than fear mongering by feminists. This is what y'all do. And this is why I say feminism and white supremacy are the brothers and sisters of one another. You can't tell them apart. If you take away men and put a race notifier at the beginning of we need black men control. We need Hispanic men control. We need Latino men control. We need Asian men control. You see how that sounds? But no, you think you can get away with it by simply saying we need men control. Guess what? Black men, Asian men, any man of color or any minority falls into that category of men. So like I said, white supremacy and feminism, hell, you can't put a space in between them. They are mirror images of one another. You just want to get on here and fearmonger and project misandry all over the place because you're a fearful little girl who hasn't grown up and realized you just live in a world that there are going to be bad people doing bad shit. Get over it. If you're that afraid, I suggest you go to church or stay in the house. Go to the next one.
Black man, listen up. If you're one of the ones who is offended by what Obama said and you're upset by it, then he was talking to you. Because if it didn't apply, then let it fly, as they say. Some of y'all are such in an uproar right now over him calling y'all out and holding y'all accountable for, let's be honest, your self-hatred and misogyny against the black woman, and you don't even want to vote for her, that now y'all all whining. Y'all claim to be these alpha males and stuff on here, but now y'all all whining and upset because Obama called you out. For the life of me, I don't understand why y'all would want to vote for someone who has said time and time again, if he becomes president, he wants to give the police immunity. Do you guys know what this man wanted to do to the Central Park 5, even after they were found innocent? But no, y'all still ignore all that. So let's just get down to the real reason. Y'all want to vote for Trump instead of Kamala because of your self-hatred and misogyny toward a black woman, like I said, which is crazy because a black woman carried you for 9 months. A black woman gave you life and brought you into this world and raised you. But you have so much hate toward the black woman. Why? Like, I remember when Obama was running for president and some of y'all just voted for him simply because he was black. Y'all didn't care about his policies, none of that. Y'all voted for him because it was historic and he was a black man. Now we have a black woman president who's running for president, and you want to know her policies. Oh, she's not qualified, and like all of this stuff. But y'all didn't have those same questions the first time around. So that proves my point. Your misogyny is definitely a main reason why you guys refuse to vote for her, because she's a woman. And if y'all gonna use the excuse that y'all voting for Trump because Kamala put all these black men behind bars when she was the district attorney, that's already been debunked. And it was only 45 men and not all of them were black. So please don't be in my comments trying to talk about that one. Last thing, for the ones who are saying they're not gonna vote for Kamala just because she's black, there is no one out here saying, oh, I'm voting for her just because she's black. And if they were, oh well, like I said, people literally voted for Obama for that reason. And not to mention, there are people voting for Trump because he's white.
Boy, Joseph Goebbels would be proud of y'all with y'all propaganda. First of all, Kamala Harris isn't black, she's Asian. Second thing is, you can't call someone a misogynist because they want to exercise free will in their right to vote. Black men, just like any other person in this country, have the right to vote how they see fit. And no amount of shaming that you trolls online can muster up is gonna make those men change their minds. Barack Obama didn't put us in our place. He didn't shame us. He tried to. Only thing Obama did was show us who he's always been. A politician. Surprise, surprise. You can get up here, you can get on here, I should say, on social media as much as you like and say Kamala is a black woman when we all know she's not. Which we know that's why y'all want to vote for, because you want to see a black woman in particular president, right? You want to be able to walk around this country with your head held high saying, we got the first black woman president, even though she's not black. That's why y'all are voting. And don't get me wrong, when Obama was in office and he was, going through his 2 election campaigns, I think a lot of black people did vote for him because they perceived him as black. But that's a mistake that black people made that we're correcting. And you want us to make a mistake again, the same mistake again, because it'll make you feel good. It'll give you some false sense of symbolism to see a pseudo black woman as the president. Girl, you got to be smarter than this. Y'all always tout to be the most educated, the most enrolled in school and getting all these degrees, but you talk like an idiot. You talk like an idiot. I don't care if black men vote for Trump or Kamala Harris, as long as they exercise their right to vote. That's all I care about. Because at the end of the day, there's no rights Kamala is going to take away from anybody, and there's no rights Trump is going to take away from anybody. And this whole police immunity thing, they already have qualified immunity. I guess y'all don't know that already. It's still on the books. Some states may have reformed it and restricted to a certain degree, but it's still there. So that threat of immunity is nothing more than a scare tactic. It's fear mongering. I don't care who black people as a whole decide to vote for. Only thing I care about is that we exercise our civic duty in voting on the local level. Because y'all get so wrapped up into this presidential level election politics, and y'all forget about your own damn local elections, which really impact your life, not the who's sitting in the Oval Office. This is why I know you're highly uneducated when it comes to politics and civics, because you're worried about a president who, by the way, can only pass things through executive decisions. He still has to go through his party, and it still has to go through the houses of Congress, the Senate and the House of Congress, to get anything passed. That's why they can have a lame duck session during the last couple of years of the presidency, where they can't get anything passed, where they can't get anything on their agenda moved through Congress. That's why they call it the lame duck. But you don't know stuff like this because you don't understand politics. You haven't taken the time to understand what you're trying to bash black men over the head with and shame them for, which is practicing their civic duties of voting. I suggest you go and get yourself educated and cut this shaming, this sad shaming shit out. We're not falling for it. We're going to vote for our best interest. We're voting for tangibles. And if you don't like it because you think the black community is matriarchal and black men should just fall in line and be subservient to black women, then you go right ahead and ride that train, and you're going to ride it to nowhere, because black men have woken up. They're not on the Democratic plantation, and we're going to vote for our best interest, not for what you tell us to do. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Get it cracking in the comments. I'll see y'all in the credits. 2 fingers. Peace. I'm out. Vote how y'all want. Don't let these people shame and intimidate you into voting for someone simply because they want to give them some pseudo likeness to blackness.
Black Jesus.